What is going on? Happy Friday. I hope we're all good. End of the week. Hopefully we've all had a decent week. Finish strong. This will literally take about 10 minutes. There is not a lot going on. If we're not already in positions, there's not too much worth looking at and taking today, if I am honest. Euro USD, we planned yesterday to go in below 118. Obviously, we got that entry, immediate push down to 1750 or 1760 for those in the trade plan group. Obviously, we highlighted this area as a potential area where we might see price stall a little bit. If we get a break below 1750, then there is an entry on Euro USD. Until that happens now, it's just a case of waiting things out. The momentum seems to have stalled ever so slightly throughout the pair as the week's gone on. Very difficult to kind of gauge some real directional bias on the pair at the moment. Price is just stalled completely. If we go out to the 4-hour time frame, we can see the stall in the momentum. Pushes up to 18 shouldn't be kind of ruled out. Also, not completely sold on the fact that we're not going back to 1880 at some point. Just depends where we are going to establish our support at. But as things stand, obviously, we're in profit. The position's moving. Below 1750, there is an entry there. Until then, let things run. Dollar CAD, we broke out of 126 yesterday. Still think we want to get through the 70 region, so 25.70 before taking a potential entry. But that fresh swing is obviously very promising. I'm also Euro CAD short at the moment, so ties in quite nicely with that. Like I say, the dollar doesn't seem to be particularly strong. It seems to have just stalled ever so slightly. I would very much imagine that we don't get below 25.20 today anyway. So I think we're just going to sit and chill around in some consolidation somewhere between 25.50, 26. Just float around that area for the rest of the day. Obviously breaks back below 25.70, 25.60. I wouldn't go as low as the 50 level, to be fair. I was just kind of contemplating it. But 25.70, 25.60 will present a possible entry for a short. Like I say, though, the chances of getting below 125.20 today seem very, very slim. So just be very mindful of the fact that you could end up holding this into the weekend or just being sat in some consolidation for quite a reasonable period of time. Longs above 26.20 possible. Definitely one to be mindful of. Again, I don't feel like it has the particular legs to warrant taking such a position at the moment, though. New Zealand dollar, like I said yesterday, it was getting time to the point where we should think about probably cutting profits off. That has been done. With regards to how the position is currently faring and obviously how the position is currently playing out, there's not really an entry there now. A retest of 70 is almost 100% going to happen, I think. But I don't feel like there's particularly a position that's worth taking on a Friday afternoon by the time that kind of thing comes into play. So we're probably just going to leave that and let that do its thing. There doesn't really, in all honesty, seem to be much of a trade there worth taking as things stand at the moment. Aussie CAD, I like the short. Aussie's been on a tear though. I do just want to have a look at Aussie Yen. Yeah. Not really a position there either. Euros. Potential short on Euros, to be fair. What's this? Through the lows there. Yeah, 154.50. I actually really quite like that. 54.50. Euro Oz short below 154.50. Where do we go from there? Down? 54? 53.50. Will that happen today? Probably not. How far we move today? So we moved 50 pips. There's definitely the potential there, to be fair. Euro Oz looks alright. Certainly not against that as a position, to be fair. Just don't know regarding an entry. To be fair, like as far as entries go, I think below 54.50 is not a bad shout at all. I'm probably going to write that up, to be fair. That's probably be my trade of the day. I like that. New Zealand Swiss, like I said, we closed that yesterday. No point being involved in that position any longer. Let it do its thing, and we will revisit it over the weekend. It was a good little earner while we were in it. Could have closed for 30 pips more, so a little bit closer to 100 pips. But so what? Eurocad, like I say, I am involved in at the moment. That's running about 30 pips to the good. Got stopped yesterday, which sucked a little bit. Just give it all this actually. Which sucked a little bit. Obviously, we saw like a push down. I got triggered in at 48.30, and then obviously before we knew it, we were like back to like nearly the 50 level. That was quite scary. Obviously, get out of the position. But it is what it is. Had the opportunity to take it again last night when we started to build this head and shoulders pattern. And obviously that's currently running in profit. So nothing to be too upset about. Pick of the day, gold. I fancy gold to absolutely plummet today. I don't know why. Like, in real terms, obviously, we've seen a lot of support around this region. But the fact that we just constantly ran this range low at the moment, I can't shake wanting to look at that from 17.25. 17.25 below, I think it goes. And it will go hard. Like we saw yesterday, there was a little bit of dollar fundamentals out yesterday, and we saw it just absolute jump 200 pips. And I think the same happens to the downside. If we get below 17.25, it's going to fall to 17.10, 17, a whole number like quick within an hour, 2 hours. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on. It's only because it's trading around a key level. Apart from that, there's not really a great deal actually going for it. But at the moment, we're around such a big area of support, and that we've been in consolidation for so long. When that support or that resistance, for that matter, goes, there's so much money on offer for that. There will be so many pips to bank when that finally goes. Pound New Zealand, I took yesterday. And then we just buggered off straight back to the highs. Not the ideal situation. But it kind of is what it is. Obviously, we started to see this situation forming yesterday, like these flips and down towards the lows, and it looked really quite promising. But yeah, it is what it is. Risk managed, no worries. Dropped 0.5% on that, so it is what it is. I don't really necessarily feel that there's a position now until perhaps 96.80 is taken out. Apart from that, like I say, it's very quick. There's not a huge amount to go through. There's not too much to look at that I really like the look of this morning. Certainly from the watch list point of view. I do, however, really quite like Euro Oz below 54.50. So that's one to definitely keep an eye on. Whatever you're up to, have a decent day, and I will catch up with people later.